Hello, hope you're doing good. Doing fine right here. Now today we are looking at another functional writing. We are going to look at the curriculum vitae and the thank you note. Now this question can appear as it is, or rather we can say this question can appear as two questions in one question, like two in one. So the question reads, your cousin has read an advertisement in your local daily newspaper for the position of a library assistant in a public library. He advised you to apply for the job. Write a curriculum vitae for the purpose of applying for this job, 12 marks. Then B reads, assume you have been offered the job as a library assistant. Write a thank you note to your cousin for his good advice. So we're going to begin with question 1A, that is writing a curriculum vitae, and we're going to be looking for a job of the library assistant. So what do you require? What is required of you to write in the curriculum vitae? Number one, you have to include the personal details. That is your name, the address, phone number, email address, date of birth, sex, nationality, language. Then you have to include the career objective. Then you have to include the educational background, the work experience, the skills and the competencies, the hobbies and interests, and maybe finally the referees, those people who can be called to confirm that you worked in those institutions or you studied in those institutions. So let's begin. We read the question again. Your cousin has read an advertisement in your local daily newspaper for the position of a library assistant in a public library. He advised you to apply for the job. Write a curriculum vitae for the purpose of applying for this job. So right here we are applying for the job. So you have to start with the word curriculum vitae. Your personal details, that includes your name. So name, Lois Wakahia, address 439 Limuru, phone number as it is there, email address wanjirulois141@gmail.com. Then we have date of birth 8th August 1997, sex female, nationality Kenyan, language English, Swahili. Now here where you have the languages, you can include all the languages that you can speak. Maybe you can include Luo, Kiswahili, English, French, if you can speak French, Chinese, if you can speak Chinese, German. You can include all the languages that you can speak. Then you move on. So when you finish with the personal details, you move on to career objective. Now, career objective, it reads as this: to gain more experience as a library assistant in order to work flawless with no struggles in future, to be able to utilize my organizational skills, which will lead to smooth running of library services. So that is the career objective. Then we move to educational background. So here you include the years. So the year that you are in a certain institution, and what did you achieve in that institution, which degree, which diploma, which certificate did you get, the qualification you have to include there. So also you have to include the institution. So what do you include in the educational background? You include the year, the institution, and the qualification. So educational background here from 2016 to 2020, and you start with the most recent. From 2016 to 2020, Egerton University, where I attained a bachelor education, a bachelor degree in education, and the qualification is that I got a second class upper division. So what is the institution? Egerton University. The year was 2016 to 2020, and the qualification was second class upper division in degree in education. Then we have from 2012 to 2015 was in St. Anuarite Girls High School, Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education, and you have to write that in full. Then what was the qualification? Kcse, B minus. If it was a C plus, you indicate. If it was a C minus, you indicate. If it was an A, you indicate. Then next we have from 2004 to 2011 to Maini Primary School, Kenya Certificate of Primary Education, and I attained a 389 out of 500 marks. Then we move on to the work experience. Remember, we've said you start with the personal details, then to career objective, educational background. Now we are at work experience. We've said you start with the most recent. So in work experience, you don't start with the most recent. You start where you the one that you started with. For example, work experience, you worked from 2020 to 2022, Amani Group of Schools, library assistant as an intern. Then the responsibilities, maybe you can underline the responsibilities. 1, assisting in cataloging and shelving books, maintaining library records, and properly arranging books on shelves. So those were the responsibilities in Amani Group of Schools. Then from 2023 to 2024 March, was working at Vitae University as a library assistant, now not as an intern, but as a library assistant. The responsibilities: issuing library cards, checking in and out books, maintaining library records, assisting in locating items. So those were the responsibilities in Vitae University. Then after the work experience, you move on to skills and competencies. Which skills do you have? Which competencies? You're excellent in organizational skills, ability to work well in a team, effective communication skills, proficiency in using library management systems. Then we move on to hobbies and interests. What are your hobbies and what are your interests? It's important to note that you have to have interests or hobbies that are related to the job or the position you're looking for. So here the hobbies and the interests are learning new library technologies, reading, and participating in community book clubs and events. So those are the hobbies and the interests. Then after you've indicated the hobbies and the interests that are related to the job that you're seeking, then you move on to the referees. These are the people that can be contacted to say that it is true you are working in the institutions that you have indicated. It is true that you are studying in the institutions that you have indicated. So the referee number 1, we have John Kiptum, Amani Group of Schools. Then you can give their number and their email address. Then referee number 2, we have Teresa Njiro, Vitae University. You can give their number and their email address if you have to. So that is the format of the CV. You start with the name, curriculum vitae, personal details, career objective, educational background, work experience, the skills and the competencies, hobbies and interests. Then we have the referees. So we move on to the second question. So writing a CV is very easy. So let's move on to the second question, which is a thank you note. I think we had read the question. So this B reads as, assume you have been offered the job as a library assistant. Write a thank you note to your cousin for his good advice. Remember, your cousin is the one who saw the advertisement and advised you to apply for the position. So now you've been told to write a thank you note. Since you've gotten the job, you write a thank you note thanking your cousin for his good advice. So a thank you note is very easy to write since it doesn't have a lot of information that you have to write. So let's begin. Thank you note. Dear cousin Kelvin, I am writing to express my heartfelt gratitude for your advice to apply for the position of a library assistant. I am delighted to inform you that I have been offered the position. Your suggestion, I must say, came at the perfect time, and I can't thank you or appreciate you enough for your endless support. Thanks to you that I now begin a new chapter, which I am sure that I will offer my best. I am thrilled and for sure I could not have done it without you. With love, Lois. So that is a thank you note that has been written to thank your cousin for having advised you accordingly, for having advised you to apply for the position. Because he advised you to apply for the position, that's why you've gotten the position. So he advised you accordingly. So it is that easy. It is very easy to score the 20 marks, or maybe you can score a 15 out of 20, 16 out of 20, as long as you use the right language, you have the correct format, and your content is correct. So I'll stop there. Maybe you can go back to my videos. I've done a video of thank you notes, and I can't remember whether it was a congratulatory note. I think so. So you can go and check whether the video is going to be helpful. I have the format there for both, how you write the thank you note. So you go check the format and everything. The formats, I have indicated it there. Also, I have done a video of an apology letter. You can go back and watch the video. So thank you for watching. Kindly like, share, subscribe, and watch the video till the end. Hope the video was helpful.